People should be conscious that they can change a corrupt system. Good evening and welcome. This is Face the Nation. Our topic of discussion today is the health crisis, the corrupt health crisis in Sri Lanka. Joining us this evening are Dr. Thenuwan Wickramasinghe, General Committee Member of the Government Medical Officers Association. So I want to pick Dr. Thenuwan Wickramasinghe, General Committee Member of the Government Medical Officers Association, your brains on what is going on in the country at present. What's happening?
First of all, thank you very much for calling us, the GMI, for this valuable discussion. Starting from the topic today, we are talking about medical mafia. If you look at the definition of mafia, the simple definition says that it is the organized group of criminals, the organized group of people who do crimes. So I would like to say that not only one group, there are several groups that who are doing criminals at the moment, who are being criminals at the moment. As my panel was talking about, I want to tell that there are two broad categories: the drug mafia and the human resource mafia. So if you talk about the drug mafia, again we are going to break it down to three more categories: the drug shortage, the quality, and the drug cost. All three are being mafias now. So recently the former health minister was giving media statements saying that the number of patients that comes to the government institutes has been increased by 40%. So it is not because of any other reason, but because people cannot afford for private medical facilities. That is why they have been diverted to the government sector. And on top of that, as all the doctors presented, if you consider about the health index score of the World Health Index score, we lies at the 47th position now, with a per capita budget of 160 USDs. And US lies at the 69th position with a 10,690 USDs per capita budget. So we are maintaining such a good health system despite all these problems because of the human resource we have and the quality healthcare system we were having. Going back to this immunoglobulin thing, if you go to the MRA website and see their main vision and their main objective, it says that the increase patient access to quality assured medicinal products, which has been violated by themselves. So Dr. Shamal showed that letter of acceptance from the health secretary. The NMRA people comes and says that they don't know anything about this. But the same letter that has been accepted by the health secretary has been copied to the NMRA. So how can they say that they don't know about this problem? That means they don't go through the letters that they receive.
But yeah. Dr. Thenuwan, the problem is now, because you are representing the GMOA, the problem is, what has the GMOA done about all this? But if you look at it, in other countries, if there is a matter or a corrupt activity that is surrounding a 1 billion rupees scam, the minister will not be just changed, the minister will be arrested. The secretary of the Ministry of Health will be arrested. That is how an investigation will start. At least a suspension has to happen. But in Sri Lanka, nothing of that sort happens. Everyone seems that, guess what? The president has decided that they are going to change heads. It seems like the pack is shuffled, the jokers still remain.
So being a policy-driven organization, we don't believe even the changing of faces will be a solution for this problem. So it is not, we can't pinpoint and say that this person is the person that is responsible for this one. There are, as said by the other panels, a network. Everyone in this hierarchy system is responsible for this one, because they say that the fraud seal has been put and fraud signature has been put. So where is the investigation for fraud documents? So if a drug that is administered through your veins can be imported through these type of channels, and if the thing is not purified, if the thing is contaminated, and if the former health minister comes and says that it contains saline, we are happy if it is saline.
But he has no proof. about it being saline. It has not been tested.
It is still not tested, and there is no official report available.
So how is he saying that it's saline?
That is another problem.
Now
how he comes to the media and sells
this is a non-existent company registered in Sidua, an address in Sidua. How do we not know that it's just dirty water from the Danugangoya?
No one knows. No one knows. But actually, if it is saline, we should be happy. Because if it is human immunoglobulin, it is being derived from the human plasma. There are two processes, separation and purification. If the purification process is not followed up properly, how can we assure that the diseases has not been gone to those patients that has been administered these sort of vials? And then the additional secretary responsible for this one comes to the media and says, even though this stock is withdrawn, we have sufficient immunoglobulins in Sri Lankan health system. Then why they imported this as emergency purchase?
This is where, Dr. Denwan, I feel the role of the GMOA should be more, because you all go and advise President Gotabaya Rajapaksa about fertilizer matters. You all go and protest when there are railway union strikes and trade union action. But when something of this sort happens, where is the GMOA?
Let me tell you.
What are you all doing? Aren't you all supposed to look at the interest of the public that you are serving?
This health ministry problem, health crisis, we were talking in 3 same forums for about last few months. But the president removed the minister on last Monday. So what is the consequence? We have been, as the responsible trade union, we have been exposing all these into the media. And if you can recall, about 3 weeks back, we held a strong protest in front of the health ministry. And there was big chaos in the media and everywhere that we confronted with the police and the roadblocks and all those stuff. This was the eye-opener. Following that, only the people, on the same day we had a discussion with the president. And on the next day we had a discussion with the Honorable Sagala Ratnayaka, where we expressed our views, where we conveyed the message where the health sector is. So if you think that GMO has been silent, that means that
GMO is involved in all the other matters, which is even affecting the kitchen in the country. But look at the problems that are being faced at present. This is fatal.
I understand.
And the people who are depending on the public health system will fear to go to the public health system to get
that is the worst thing that can happen. If the public sector fail to have the faith on the healthcare delivery system, free healthcare system, public healthcare system, that is the worst thing that could happen to a country. If they lost the faith.
This year, let's take a look at the tea production in the country. Is at an all-time low because of the fact that in 2021 that illogical move was made and the GMOA was behind that.
Let me explain you about this.
Yeah, but let's forget about that. But at least
the point.
But as matters of this sort, when it happens, right? Matters of this sort, this nature, this seriousness happens. Where is the GMO? I don't see you all protesting. I don't see you all demanding the resignation of the minister. I don't see you all demanding the resignation of the secretary to the Ministry of Health. I don't see the
no, I don't agree with you, Shami. I don't agree with you because there are a number of health sector trade unions. So if you go through the media briefings for last 3 months, we are the trade union, and I want to talk about Dr. Chamal also. He was also very vocal about these things. And we are the trade union that spoke about this corruption from the start. And without any hesitation, there was any history in Sri Lanka that more than 2,000, 3,000 doctors came to Colombo just to protest against this health crisis. This is the first time that we held something like that. And if you can point me out any other protest like that, that was the eye opener. And just one moment. I just want to add on to that. Yeah. And talking about this Isolase Pharma company, they have now found out that they have been importing another anti-cancer drug, rituximab. That is also they are the company that has been imported to Sri Lanka. It has been withheld from the system now. And the other thing is, if the health authorities are telling that they don't know about this procedure anything, if the company is asking for GMP certificate since 2013, if the authorities has not granted that certificate to them, why they have allowed
to
this critical vital drug that is given to neurological patients and pediatric patients, especially the immunoglobulin, to manufacture in this country where they don't have facility even to produce a paracetamol tablet.
So, Dr. Denwan, on that note, will you all as the GMOA be demanding the prosecution and the arrest of all those involved in this entire, this terrible, I don't want to call it a scam, it's murder. A life-saving drug, 22,500 vials, 22,000 patients, life-saving drug, and a mafia got together, dozens of people, including the top people in many medical institutions, are you all going to demand prosecution and jail time for this?
Definitely. GMO will be the first to do that, because the new health minister assumed duty about 2-3 days back, and we have requested an early discussion with him to discuss about this health crisis and to point out what to do and what are the way forward to come out of this problem.
No,
Why hasn't he met you yet?
No, he was assuming duty 2 days back.
Only yesterday, then yesterday evening itself he should have met you.
No, we have sent them a courtesy call letter and we have sent them an agenda.
But this is no time for courtesies.
No,
this is life-saving, life-threatening issue.
It's true, but it will take at least 2-3 days for someone to grant an appointment. Because
not at all.
He has called for a meeting yesterday evening with the health ministry officials to talk about this.
The point is, just as the GMOA in the last 5 to 6 years were very much interested about increasing the salaries of the doctors, I hope and pray that you all act on this as well, as much as you all were interested about your personal gains. So I want to give you 2 minutes each as to what the way forward is now, and what advice do you have for the new minister in charge? So let's start off with Denwan.
Yeah, first of all, regarding the accusation made to GMO, I would like to mention that details regarding all these facts we have been providing to health ministry officials, the president, up to the president we have been providing continuously. As a result only, the public pressure also increased. We have been giving media reports, press releases and everything that ultimately resulted the change of the face of the ministry. But I should say that changing only the minister will not be a solution, because that network that we have been talking about for the last 2.5 hours, it still remains as it is. So we have to find out this network and we have to get rid of this network to come to a solution. And if you go to the MSD website, there are 96 drugs that has quality failures. So if as a trade union, if you start to have trade union measures for each and every drug, ultimately the general public will suffer again. So GMO, as a very responsible trade union, we are looking at all the aspects before going into these trade union measures. But continuously we have been pressurizing on this matter. And regarding the way forward, I would like to say that the Auditor General's report that has been published in 2022 May regarding the drug shortage and quality failure clearly gives you about 14 to 15 recommendations what to follow. So if the health authorities, if the new health minister can make the structural changes that is required and can take the disciplinary action that is to be needed and can follow only these 16 recommendations, I think we can come out of this situation for some extent. So that now the emergency purchase has become a routine practice. What they do is they make a drug to be short of stock and they go for emergency purchase, and then all these problems can happen. And they clearly recommend that 3 months stock should be available there. And the proper liaison and coordination should be there among the 5 main bodies in the health ministry. And they say a simple information system that is to be established. That we have a lot of IT experts. It is a simple matter of having a system that have access to all these bodies. So you know that which drug is short in 3 months' time. So I wish that the new health minister will take up these matters, and GMO will continuously pressurize until these things come out of the tent.
Thank you very much, Dr. Denwan. I'll continue to put pressure on the GMOA to get your act together, as long as you come on the show every single time. So I'll continue to do so.
That implies how valuable GMOA is.
GMOA is, of course. Thank you very much, Nilesh Lithambe, Consultant English News Director at News First. I just hope the Minister of Health now, Ramesh Patirana, he would get his act together, not as the Minister of Plantation Industries when the fertilizer issue happened. The Minister did not do nothing. I hope he will take the courage now to ensure that the Sri Lankan health sector is available and protected, as Dr. Anand said, not only for the generation now, but also for the future generations. I leave you with a quote, as I always do. Power is always dangerous. Power attracts the worst and the corrupt. Take care and good night.